This will blow your mind. History repeats itself. Hey, folks, everything new under the sun. This is TuckerCarlson.com. I had to go to TuckerCarlson.com. I was watching this interview on YouTube, but the screen went black as soon as it came to the you know what, which happened a couple years ago. And they had blacked it out on purpose because they knew it was going to get taken down by YouTube, but they redirected to the Tucker Carlson network. TuckerCarlson.com is where you can see this. But this is an interview with Neil Oliver, and he speaks about a bunch of things, but history. Again, the repeating of history, the Brexit, the people in control, the corruption, etc. But what blew my mind about this, now I suggest you go watch this whole interview. It's fascinating. I think whether you like Tucker Carlson or not, I think this brings on some intelligent people, which gives you alternate viewpoints on what is occurring that go against maybe what the mainstream media is telling you. And I say you need to listen to both. You need to listen to what mainstream media is saying or what they're not saying. I often go to the mainstream media sites, cbcnews.ca, CNN. I see what they're saying, and more specifically, what they aren't reporting on. And that gives me an understanding of, where is the truth. And often, I'll say it's somewhere in between, right? But this is interesting. So he starts talking about, the pandemic, the stuff that happened. And he refers back to, very, very interestingly, the Spanish flu, 1918. And he starts talking about the fact that they were giving given a miracle cure at that point. And it was pushed by the government and pharma at that point. And it was aspirin. And he suggests that, in fact, a lot of numbers of people disappearing were due to overdoses with aspirin. I had never heard this before. I quickly Googled it. And come to find out, that's actually a thing. If you Google this... let me go here and pull this across there. If you Google that, you'll see all sorts of links about this. Another possible reason there are inflated number of people gone missing, if you know what I mean, and all sorts of stuff. And sure enough, what happened? Well, governments, doctors, etc., pushed a supposed miracle cure on people and suggested they do it. And this is Science Daily, ScienceDaily.com. Aspirin misuse may have made 1918 flu pandemic worse. Huh? Does that sound like something that we've seen? You talk about this mortality here, and you can read the title of that. I don't know if this is related to the actual virus, right? If you watch Dr. John Campbell, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There seems to be something else that is in effect here, and it's the miracle cure, supposedly, right? That was pronounced and put upon us, and your grandmother will die because of you if you don't get this particular thing. And you know what? There's no other cures or alternatives for it. They're absolutely not. You talk about IVR and the HC stuff and all the other options. Vitamin D that doesn't cure this, right? No other solutions. Millions of dollars, billions, in fact, have changed hands. The devastation of the 1918-1919 influenza pandemic is well known, and many people likened it to the influenza pandemic of 1918, the Spanish flu. It says, but a new article, and this was in 2009, a new article suggests a surprising factor in high death toll, the misuse of aspirin. So you talk about the excess mortality. The article sounds a cautionary note as present-day concerns about the new thing that was running around a couple years ago, and this was actually before the pandemic. Now you'll come across lots of articles that also go against this particular suggestion, that's for sure. But look at this. Autopsy reports from 1918 are consistent with what we know today about the dangers of aspirin toxicity, as well as the expected causes of, you know what. And, I don't want to say that word because that's another flagged thing. But could that be indeed what we're seeing here? And did history repeat itself? Did big pharma, government, politicians, doctors again come down on us, suggest a new, novel solution to the problem? And are we seeing basically a replay of what happened in 1918? This is fascinating, folks. And no one suggests that aspirin is a completely harmful thing. It's very useful. But they didn't know the dosage. They didn't know the side effects. It was a new thing at that point. Does that sound like something that was pushed upon us over the last couple of years and is still being pushed by doctors and governments around the world? Same thing, folks. Now, I don't believe that there is any one person who is looking to make people disappear or an overall government body that's trying to do it. I think it's just the unseen hand of the evil one who is pushing people in directions and promoting different narratives and things about this world that we need to correct. We need to control as humans. We need to be our own gods. We need not to trust in the God of the universe because he's fake. Evolution is true, but we need to limit the number of human beings. And so there's an unseen hand, guiding the things. Again, I don't think any one person is necessarily malevolent like that. But overall, everybody is kind of moving in that direction. And that's just the sinfulness of human beings. So this was really a red pill moment for me, hearing this being described. And that turns out to be apparently the reality. If you go search it, there seems to be a thread of truth to that thing. And history repeats itself. And that history was nearly identical. Absolutely incredible, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments. This was an eye-opener for me. I'll put the link to Tucker Carlson's video here. Very interesting in total to kind of understand a different perspective as to what's going on in the world.